yeah, this
Stop
is
killing
just on
your.
the bottom now.
There it goes.
Okay.
Badoop.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Stop killing brain cells and hit record. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Nightmare Road. I, of course, am one of your hosts, the Master of Disaster, the Count of Monte Fisto, the Dancing Destroyer, the lead singer of Refried Dreams, Decon the Dirty Dream, and I am here with my co-host, Ash the Oracle. And we have two special guests tonight. So you guys hold on to your seats, hold on to your socks, and get ready for the oh boy, how you doing, oh boy? And
What's
also
up?
with that 10
Hello.
Damn.
What's up, guys?
I burned so many calories doing that intro.
Yes, that was a long intro. Probably one of the longest intros I've ever seen.
It's like it's one of those things where I was neglected as a child. But so we can't hear the Oracle.
I'm neglected as an adult, so I feel you.
Yeah, I think that it gets easier. Like once you're neglected as a kid, I think that you just get used to it. You ever seen that?
Eventually, superpower, right? You become invisible. That's fine.
Yeah, you just walk.
Oh,
But you're kind of like you're kind of like walking so slow that Drax thinks you're invisible. Anyway, no. So today's topic, we have a lot of topics to cover today. One of them is, the supernatural world and hauntings. You guys have done investigations, right?
Yep.
How many years of experience?
I've never done one in my life. I don't know what I thought this was for cooking.
Are we not here for a cooking show?
Yeah.
That's
I thought
at
we
9.
were doing a cooking class.
Oh yeah.
No, that's at 9 o'clock.
Shit.
Yeah,
Sorry, I think you guys were wrong.
Cooking after dark.
Yeah.
There will be a lot of clothing. But we will
Staring
not
into
be
the
making
abyss.
bacon during that time.
Tales of the Abyss. 20 years doing paranormal. Well, 17 years for me. Yeah. What kind of topic? Because we talked a lot.
God,
time
now
I
I
was
gotta
on
do
here
math.
a couple months ago. So, and we actually got in a pretty good one the last time. I'll tell you about a case we did last month. And we kind of.
Ooh, please do.
It was about a guy I did here in Orange County. He moved to Indiana. Well, the girl he was with was getting attacked, and they got broken up. And the problem is why I quit talking to him. I end up becoming a counselor for the relationship more than the paranormal world. So I'm like, I can't talk to you no more. I blocked him. Well, he got out of that relationship, apologized to me, and he started saying, I'm getting attacked here in Indiana. Well, we helped him, but we're kind of figuring it out. Nothing against him personally. I'm not going to say his name, but we think it's his wife causing some of it. And we kind of talk to the spirit because I do stuff in my room. So I teach every 2 weeks. So I did it. I can't be in Indiana right now. So I did it over the phone. He got somebody to come in and they didn't know what the fuck they were doing again. And I told him not to do it and he didn't listen to me. And so I helped him. But this thing said what he was. It told us it was everything, and like we made sure his old lady was outside, and the whole time it was saying shit about her. And then when we said something, he kind of got mad, didn't want to hear it, so I just dropped it and let him do his own thing. My opinion is I think they caused some of it. I think whatever was going on before he got there is already been there, and it kind of told us what it was going on. And I think more of this was she's got some crazy things going in her own thing, her own life. So they were like, they kicked the daughter out and put her in a Salus, not a Salus, but in a mental ward for a while. But it told us everything about that. So,
what kind of did you say it was a violent haunting, or was it just like noisy? You know what I'm trying to say?
They claimed it was violent. I would consider it more on the getting attention type of spectrum. Yeah.
Okay.
Wanting to
So
be on
noisy.
TV too much.
Yeah. It wanted.
So were they
wanted to be-
touching them
wanted to be
physically?
Yeah, it was. According to them, there was lots of physical contact. But the thing of it is that when the spirit was communicating, it was more of a there's a fucking problem here, like right now, and it was like there was an urgency to pay attention to things going on that were being lied about or hidden.
It told the
Oh,
truth.
interesting.
The spirit told us what was going on, and they kind of like when we said stuff, they kind of got quiet. And the next day, he's like, "Oh, I got this mark on my." I'm like, "Come on, bro! You keep talking about. Are we going to be on show? Are we going to be on TV?" And I'm like, the first thing once you
Wow.
start doing that, you start knowing what it's about. They want to be on TV.
Yeah.
That's very much like the haunting that the Warrens did. Remember when the Warrens would go to a certain haunting, and then when there was news reporters, the Ed Warren would be like, "Is this going to be on TV?
Yeah.
Like, gonna."
Yeah, and if it was going to be on TV, then we'd play it up.
And
that's
then, and he ended up telling a lot of in the like the situation. He's like, by the way, if you make this spectacular, you can be a millionaire. Just shit like that. So, do you think it was one of those things? And this is the thing: is that
kind of
it's almost like a lot of these type of entities.
Deacon, you were frozen for a minute.
I'm always frozen.
Yeah, you were frozen for like two.
He's that cold.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's cold down here. Did you hear my voice though, or was I just frozen?
No, yeah, it was just you could hear your voice, but your face, your body was frozen for a
okay.
Yeah.
You were just creepy as usual.
Yeah.
This is just a little weird. It's fine.
Tinner's met one of the Warrens.
I've met.
Have you really? Who did you meet?
Lorraine.
How was it? Tell me.
Nice.
Okay,
lady.
so is she? Does she seem like the kind of? Okay, so we've all heard the good, the bad, and the ugly about the Warrens. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did she seem to you like the kind of person that was faking a lot of the things that she did, or do you think that was maybe more Ed?
I believe that she has a very real gift that was exploited by her husband for many years.
Yep.
That's the answer I wanted to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that's what
I wanted to hear.
I mean,
honest
honest opinion, that was kind of how it was.
I think they're both shitty people.
I think honestly,
I've heard it's more him.
Exploitation comes in many forms. And in my honest opinion, like, there's got to be a pressure when you're married to someone, like a pressure to perform or a pressure to go along. Because if they get caught, if they, things go south, it affects you too at the end of the day. And I think that there's no way to know legitimately how that went, because again, bless them and rest in peace, they're in the ground, and we can all hem and haw about it, but without having been right there the whole time, we'll never know. I mean,
that's how I feel about it. We don't know 110% certain.
To me, like, she can if she was amping a lot of things up to make her husband, because also Ed was known to be violent. A lot of people surrounding them have even the son-in-law one time said that he was a little intoxicated and he slapped Lorraine. But what bothers me was the fact that he was, number one, he was a pedophile. He was a school bus driver, and he was being inappropriate with some of the girls, and then they had that underage girl living with them, and Lorraine covered for it. And then even when they made,
you have to think about the time frame then too, because a woman like her, look at how tiny and frail she was, and sickly all the time. She couldn't live and exist by herself.
Well, I mean, a lot of the things that she also helped cover it up. I mean, when she's the one that drove that girl to the hospital to go get an abortion and warned her not to tell the police, because she said in her, that it's going to ruin their careers.
All to save Mr. Ed.
Also, it's just
and from a law enforcement standpoint,
well, all to save herself too.
Yeah, she's very much also a victim. but also at the same time complicit. So that gets in that kind of gray area there
Yeah,
where it's
very
like,
complicit.
yeah,
Well, and it was also in a time
not
where the
great.
paranormal was more taboo too.
Mhm.
It wasn't, it wasn't talked about like how we can freely talk about it right now. So I feel like anything that would have gone bad for them honestly would have destroyed their careers, destroyed their livelihood. So unfortunately, they're going to cover shit up because fame gets to your head.
Yes, it does.
Well,
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, it also
Right.
depends on the type of person you are. I mean, if you're going to allow, fame to kind of intervene with, the
Mhm.
molestation of a child, I think
It's
you're a
sad,
piece
but
of
it
shit.
happens so
It's-
often.
I mean, even when they
Well,
made the
back
first
then
Conjuring,
especially,
like
it happened
Look
she,
at
a lot.
Hollywood.
Mhm. It happened a
Exactly.
lot
Hollywood's
back
a
then.
prime effing example. So disgusting. Burn 'em all.
It happened a lot back
Huh?
then. A lot more than people
well, actually,
even know. And the thing of it
Oh,
is
so
that
gross.
what we have to do is remember that we have to separate the person from the research.
Yep.
The research is okay. They did a lot of things. They faked a lot of shit. They covered a lot of shit up. And then we have to look at they were horrible
yeah.
people.
Yeah.
And we just have to put that back there in history, learn from it, and remember that
Mhm.
I don't care
Learn
how
from the
famous you
mistakes
are,
they made.
you don't get to escape that you were not a good person.
No, it's always going to catch up to you.
Yep.
Yeah, I just
It's
think
going to
that,
come out.
yeah, I think they were both awful. I mean, even when they
I'm
made
sad
the
for
first
their
Conjuring
daughter,
movie, like
Judy.
Lorraine was like, "Don't bring up the pedophilia," and it's like, what?
Right.
Like the director's like, "What are you talking about?"
Whatever you do.
She's like, "Oh, nothing."
Yeah.
Anyway,
And the thing of it
it's so
is
bizarre.
it's
So
one of those
anyway,
gross
I'll-
things that happen. And we have to remember that people with money and people with fame, they get away with some pretty gross shit because they can pay for it to
Oh,
go
it's
away.
so gross. It's so gross how it works. They do it so
You know-
much too.
Nasty.
you know what's interesting is a lot of these people, they walk around, after they've committed and then they become a magnet for like dark shit. And then you have individuals that, like, for example, we can go back to the Warrens. How the Warrens, they investigated this case in this small home, and there was like little noises here, little noises there. And then after they showed up, the family reported they didn't want them back. By the way, they're like, don't come, because the moment they came back, it says that the haunting became, violent. It became a lot worse. The whole house was shake. And I look at stuff like that, and I'm like, what kind of shit are you dragging around with you? That you're gonna
See,
go
that's
to a
what
house.
I wonder too. What
Wait a minute,
were
though,
they
if it's
bringing
true,
in?
but that's if it's true. Just because somebody says something too, you guys got to realize where's the proof at. You have to prove
That
what you're
too.
saying. People lie a lot. And that's the only problem. Somebody said they saw this. Well, the problem is you still were there watching it and you didn't do nothing about it. So you're just as bad because you
Yep.
let it go, or you
Yeah.
didn't say nothing. But now you're gonna wait for their dead to say something. So think about it. Do you
Well,
really think
Right?
all this is true?
Well, when we're talking about this girl, I mean, I forget her name. If we're going back to the Warrens thing, like what she was going to court while Lorraine was still alive. Actually, she tried taking Ed and Lorraine Warren to court while they were both alive, and there's actually
Didn't
even
Ed
a letter.
end up dying after, like soon after she tried taking him to court?
Yeah, and then she was like, "Where's the evidence?" And then she brought forward like pictures of her like sitting on Ed's lap. Yeah, sitting on Ed's lap and like kissing her, and she was like 15 in the picture. It was fucking gross. But
that's a whole. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about somebody saying their house got more haunted.
Oh, okay. So back to okay. So back to that. So they ended up taking. So the Warrens were taken to court several times, due to fight. And this one person had the Warrens be taken in because they didn't want the Warrens to come back. They said when these people came by, things got a lot worse. So then Ed and Lorraine Warren tried suing this family, saying like, well, we're going to use your story because we were already there and it's our investigation and we're going to make a book. And then the people were like, we don't want to be in your book. So then Ed and Lorraine tried suing them. In the end, the Warrens lost, right?
Yeah.
Because you do have the right to privacy. So, but what they wanted is for them not to come back because the moment that these people came into the house, it's almost like the whole house could vibrate. So
because
Like, going
evil
back-
responds to evil, right? So
Yes, yes.
And
Yeah,
that's
it's
what
the
I was-
energy they're
problem.
bringing in.
if you don't have your shit in order, if your energy is grody, then when you come in, other things
Yeah.
are going to be like, oh my God, we can do
Yeah.
so much karate in the garage now. Like we're best friends. Like, so that's kind of how this works, like
Did we just become best friends?
we just become best friends. Oh my God, we can do so much karate in the fucking garage. And
We could
then
do so
all
many
hell breaks
activities.
loose.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly.
that
I mean, because there's certain entities out there that will feed off of like fun energy, right? And these are the entities that, let's say, they were like a fun person in life, and then somebody brings in happy energy, and they might move a thing or two here, but then there's things out
Put
there
the
which are
light off.
fucking dark. Yeah, just little things like that. But then when there's dark entities out there, and then they start, feeding off of, either fear or anger or violence and all these kind of things, it really ramps up. And I imagine somebody that has done atrocities in their life and they're carrying this dark cloud. The moment that they walk into that house, this thing probably feels like they just, drank an energy drink, right?
They feel like
And
they
then
just got a big ass battery and a Christmas present.
Yeah, they just
Red
snorted a line of hate cocaine, yeah, no, just the Tony Montana, and they start going ramping it up.
I don't want to do you
But,
to my
I
little
mean,
friend. Yeah.
And then he just yeah, exactly. And then they, and then these people leave, and then they eventually things die down, right? Once these people leave, but then they have like this, like you said, this battery, and it might be, days, it might be days, months, or even years before everything begins to die down, and then you just leave these people. That's why I think that if you're a shitty person, I don't think you have like any business trying to help people out or doing all these things, because you can really victimize people, or really put them in a worse
I
space.
always wonder if you're dealing with someone who is predatorily, because there's a 50-50 there. Are you dealing with someone who is being far more predatory and capitalizing off of somebody's pain? Or are you dealing with somebody trying to buy their way into heaven, as it were? And in either instance,
Yes.
it's still predatory because you're still using someone for your own gain. And I've seen it. I've seen people who are like, well, I've lived a rough life, so now, I'm trying to give back to. Well, you know what? You're giving back in an awfully public fashion, so I don't really think this has anything to do with you being a better person.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't.
I completely agree.
Sorry
about that. I got kicked out for a second. I came back in.
I lost all of you.
God, what do I
we're
feel like?
we're all still here.
Decon, you
Did
lose a
go
lot of
blind?
things.
This
Did
show
you go
fucking sucks. Okay.
Does your wrist hurt?
So-
Did you go blind? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Uh,
A little sore
okay,
in here. Just kidding.
So,
Is your off muscle okay?
yes.
Do you need some ice?
Who? Who, me?
Okay.
Yes, you can't see us. We're all here.
Oh, well, you guys disappeared off my screen for a second. I don't know what happened.
Well, I just was making sure you didn't go blind and your off muscle.
No. No, I didn't go blind at all.
She's just looking out for your well-being.
It
No,
happened. I heard about it
no,
in fifth grade health class one time that you could go blind. I'm just asking.
Oh, I see what you're saying. now.
You'll be fine.
Just barely got it.
Yeah,
No,
Put your
No,
own
it's
ice.
because-
You'll be fine.
If this hurt.
No, it's because you were cutting out. I got bits and pieces. I thought you legitimately
thought we were
you
having seizures. It's
Mhm.
fine.
No, I legitimately thought that you
Sure.
were concerned about my health and you weren't.
We are
taking-
very concerned about
We
your
are
health and
concerned.
well-being.
I'm about to
well,
call
I-
the ambulance
Always.
right now. Give you a
I
toast.
thought you were. These people were like, wow, they really care about me. Turns out I was being a source of ridicule.
Yeah, we
Anyway,
love you.
so,
What's new in your life, though? That happens all the time for you.
Who, me?
me?
Just get used to it. No, Decon.
Oh, okay.
What's new in my
Being the
life?
source of ridicule.
I just think that it's like a lot of insecurity for the people. Anyway, so back to the
Probably from your
back to the-
childhood.
probably no.
I had a
yeah,
rough kid. I was a rough child. It's fine.
I had a rough childhood too. Should we talk about our childhood real quick?
Oh yeah, we can.
We'll be here all
God.
night.
Absolutely.
No, please no.
Um,
Can we not?
I witnessed my father
we're in the next
kill
room.
a teenage bully when I was a kid. Anyway, so
Jesus Christ.
that's a true story. I'm gonna tell it really quick.
I know. I've heard this one, and
Okay,
it
so
throws me into shock every
so
time.
when I was a kid,
My
this
drink's
was
empty.
this was back in El Salvador. Okay,
Refill your drink. I think he's fixing to go on one right now.
I'm gonna need a shot.
So when I was how old was I? I was probably like 8 or 9. And
Yeah.
do you remember when you
Mom,
would
I
watch
need Fireball.
cartoons?
Yeah.
And something was falling and you heard the right, and then so when I was a kid, I was sitting on the sidewalk and I remember hearing that sound. So just and I look up, I'm like, what the hell is that whistling? And a damn mango seed hits me right in the eye. Right? So it hits me, and I'm a kid, I can't see out of my eye, and I'm crying, right? Because I got hit in the eye. So then
Crying like a poon.
so then my dad comes around the corner. I don't know how he knew. He comes around the corner and he said, "What happened?" I said, "I don't know. A seed hit me in the eye, like somebody threw it, I think." So then my dad looks over and there's these, I don't know, 13, 14-year-old kids, and they're all lined up against this wall. They're all hanging out. So my dad's like, "Who threw the seed?" Right? So these kids start like laughing a little bit. So then there's this kid, right? His name was Porfirio. So he said, "I threw the seed. Yo lo tiré. Yo fui. So then my dad pulls out his machete and then comes down and just throws one hack and cuts him down the line. And then you just see this kid. It sounded like he was hiccuping, right? Just like and he started like the hiccup, and then he just like slowly just sits down, and then he just kind of like leans. And I just remember just these looking confused, because when you chew up a jelly bean, and there's that like, but it was black and it was just like all over the shirt.
God.
So then my dad gets up and he says, "Vámonos, let's go." So then we get up, and then he wipes his machete on this kid's back, and then he puts it back in the sheath, and then we go home, and then he's like, "Oh, put on the news," So then, we're just sitting there, and then we're just like, that was one story.
Oh my God.
Anyway, so back to the topic of
Right.
Committing
back to
murder.
the haunting.
That was a fun derailment. I like that murder was in our derailment.
Well,
That's fun.
Well, number one, it was the 90s. Number two, it was a different country.
I mean, yeah. I get it.
And here I was
So
in little Idaho, growing up with potatoes and Mormons
And Napoleon Dynamite.
and cow tipping.
yeah. So back to hauntings.
Hey, Napoleon Dynamite's classic. all
Have
right.
you ever had anybody try to lie to you
They
guys
got like 3
where,
feet of air.
Oh, I have. Wow.
where somebody calls you guys out, right? You go and you investigate, and they're like, "What happened?" "Well, we moved into this house," but then there's the clear signs that they did something and they fucked up, and they don't know. They just didn't know what to do. It doesn't matter. They brought this on, but they're too embarrassed to say, And I've heard people, investigators, where somebody did something that went haywire, and they're like, "Look, motherfucker, you need to tell me what you did right now, otherwise we can't help you." Like, have you guys?
I have a phenomenal story about this, actually.
Ooh,
So
let's
several
hear it.
years back, me and a friend of mine were investigating, and we get a call from a lady that had built a brand new house that was suddenly like horrifically haunted. And we go out there, and I pull in the driveway, and my friend is on her way in a separate vehicle. And as I pull in the driveway, there's a cemetery on the right-hand side, like when you come through the gate. But they have all new, brand new headstones. There's like 7 of them, 8 of them, something like that. And
Interesting.
I'm looking over there, and I'm like, I stopped the car, I shine my flashlight, brand new black marble headstones all around. And I'm like, maybe it's a pet cemetery, right? Because I mean,
Those are expensive,
optimism.
right?
I pull all the way down to the house. I get out of the car. I walk up. I knock on the door. And y'all remember Ace Ventura Pet Detective, the Lacey
Hell
Out
yes.
lady? This
Hell
lady,
yes.
I swear to God, this lady looks like this lady opens the front door. Soccer mom hair, blonde, looks like fucking, oh my God. And she is like, hi, I'm so glad you're here. Like open, and I'm standing on the porch and I feel incredibly uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
And the lady's like, so do you want to come inside? I'm like, yeah, before I go in, I have a question. When I pulled in, I couldn't help but notice there was a cemetery on the right-hand side there. And she goes, oh yeah, that old thing. So it was really ugly. And because of the positioning and where they put the driveway, we decided to take the old headstones down and put in new ones.
Is that legal?
I don't know.
Can
So
you
I'm
replace
standing on the
someone's
porch
headstone like that?
in the middle of BFE.
I think that
Nowhere.
yeah,
And
no, I
with
think
this-
that it depends on
Egypt.
Yeah,
no,
with this
yeah, it
delusional
depends
ass
on the
old
region.
lady. And I said, so
Weird.
out of curiosity, before we go any further, what did you do with the old headstones? She opens the front door and points, and she says, we broke them up and redid our mantle with them. We could
What?
not let all of that white stone go to waste. And their entire the entire fireplace is covered in those broken old headstones. Like
That
they
is
had
the
broke
most
them up
epic thing I've ever heard.
and covered it in them during the home renovation.
I am so down for that.
And when she
If
said
anybody
it, the house
listening is getting rid of old headstones, send them to
well,
me.
when she said it, the house made a sound. Like, you know, when CPS shows up and the kids are standing there with their parents and they go, did mommy and daddy hurt you? And the kid like goes, and they bow their head and make that sound. That's the sound the house made when she told me what happened.
The house made that sound?
Oh yeah, the whole house went. What the fuck?
So epic though.
And the thing of it is that they brought on their own fucking haunting by being dumber than shit. That's what happened.
I want to be
my
dumber
friend
than
Linda
shit
wanted
and
to
do
still
this
help
though.
them. So I just high-fived her and let Linda handle that, and I left. Like I was done. We're done. I can't help you. Like we're good. The fuck?
Oh,
She told us
God.
none of that in advance. She didn't think it was a big deal.
Decon, I have a new project for you.
What,
so my back porch, I need you to redo it with old headstones.
No, God, no.
I'll autograph it.
Okay, a couple things.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple things. Number one, you live in an HOA; they won't let you do that. Number two, that's a pain in the ass.
You don't have to know where it's coming from.
Oh God, you got to deal with that. Hell, the HOA, you have to deal with that.
Well, kind of. We just have to have our yard and have a certain kind of fencing look a certain
If you
way.
come over telling me anything about my house, I'm gonna kick you right in the ass. And that's my opinion. I could not live in somewhere telling me what I can do in my front yard and how I can.
I have to have a certain kind of fence up.
I
Not just that, but it's not. Do that. Yes, some HOAs will make you pay them to tell you like how to manage your home.
Yeah, fuck that.
But yeah, that lady and her husband told us on the phone that they had no idea why the house was haunted.
So do you think that they knew that what they did, or do you think
I think they were really that dumb, because I'm not kidding you when I tell you this lady was like the laces out lady. She was like, anybody want to come in? You want a glass of tea? You want a and then like, oh, by the
backpacks
way,
and jackets?
we desecrated an entire cemetery because it was in Better Homes and Gardens when we were in our fucking fireplace. You know, ta-da!
Yeah, there's a lot of weird trends out there now. Like do you guys remember that there was some lady that was cleaning headstones, and she would go to people's random people's graves and then just clean them up, and she's like, today we're gonna clean da da da. And then there was another person that got in trouble because they went to somebody's grave and they had like decorations, right? And then they're like, well, I went out and I bought better decorations. And he just like replaced all the shit that the people had put. So these people had put like flowers or whatever.
There was
And
that
then
one lady that took all the, like it was a child's grave, and she was on a TikTok live. She took all the stuffed animals and took them home to quote unquote wash them. She
Yeah.
literally took them all home.
Oh no!
I'll tell you about a story.
It.
I'll tell you a story.
All right, old boy, tell us a story.
We had a friend. It was in the 90s, and he got into drugs really bad. But he lived right by the cemetery about a mile down the road. Well, one night he broke into the cemetery and took somebody's head, and he took it home and cleaned it off and put it in his room. And well, I guess he told people about it, and he had it for a while, but I guess he got busted doing dope speed. And they found the head in there. And he got like more time for having the head than he got for having the drugs, because it's California, of course.
Yeah, desecration of remains and all that. There's all
Desecration of
charges for that.
remains.
But he was like out there, dude. Like he was he was like really bad. And he's all, dude, I believe in the devil, bro. And he like fell down a hill one time and he hit his head. So he never was the same. He got into dope real bad and he wouldn't shower. He's like, I don't take a shower because the skin will get burned off, bro. And I'm like, dude, you need to go get some fucking help, dude. Because you're too fucked up in the head. So he did that. And he got arrested. And he wouldn't shower. He'd never shower. Like we wouldn't even hang out with him because he smelled so bad. And
you guys remember Sam Kinison, the comedian?
Yeah.
Do you know why he was so wild? Where he's like, "Hey, I gotta do it all night long."
Yeah, I remember him.
Didn't he hit his head too?
He hit his head. His brother. There was a book out there called Brother Sam, and his brother said that he was a quiet kid, right?
Yeah.
He was like quiet, and then one day he fell down off of something and hit his head. And the very next day he was loud as shit. He was wild. He was doing all these things. So there's definitely a correlation with like hitting your head. And people think that it takes like repetitive hits, that it takes years. It's like, no, it happens overnight. You know,
it can happen overnight, easy.
Yeah.
There's people out there whose spouse, you know, they're a certain way, and then they hit their head and they come home wild as shit, and it's like, yeah, dude, in bed she went wild, she hit her head. You know, how many husbands out there do you think like try hitting their wives in the head with hammers after they heard that story? Anyway, no, and it's just so
you douche.
And it's just so bizarre because
I just got up one day and hammered my wife in the head.
Yep.
I'm gonna slap you across the face next time I see you.
Listen, as to the desecration of remains things, there's been serial killers that they couldn't charge them with actually killing people. So what they did was they charged them with how they got rid of the remains. And were able to put them away on desecration of remains.
You know, man, it's just dark shit, because a lot of people see those type of crimes like, well, they're already dead. But could you imagine if somebody out there went to a family member's grave and they just like beheaded the body? You know what I mean?
They better hope the cops get to him before I do.
But I mean, but that's what I mean. So now imagine. There was a famous.
Hell, I can hug Uncle Tommy every day.
Yeah. There was I wouldn't say famous, a well-known story where this guy went and, you know, went and turned himself into the police because he says these voices wouldn't leave him alone all night. And they were like, you know, it was whatever. And then the cops like got a therapist in there, and the therapist kind of talked to this person. Turns out that he ended up stealing the hands of a corpse, right? He ended up going, desecrated the grave, took the hands home. And I guess that it wasn't even the woman. It was the woman's husband. They were long time dead, right?
Yeah.
Took the hands, and I guess this husband was just talking to him, yelling at him, you know, while he was in the house. And finally, he just couldn't take it anymore, and he went to the police and turned himself in for desecrating a grave. So So the question is, do you think this person was actually telling the truth? Like, was he actually being haunted by something? Do you think that it might have been maybe guilt? It might have been...
There are practices within necromancy that, well, I can't go into a lot of detail, but I can tell you there are practices within necromancy where having a part of the deceased gives you a hold on their spirit. So I could absolutely see that his spirit would be right there, terrorizing the hell out of him, because he had no idea what he had done.
Yep. He could have cursed himself. And
I
believe that if some people don't. So.
Well, I mean, that's why in old witchcraft.
You want an attachment? That's how you get an attachment.
Well, yeah, this is what I was gonna say. Like in old witchcraft, people would, grind up bones, make bone powder, and give somebody a gift, with bone powder ground up in it without telling them. Like, here's this, and
It
then all of a
works better
sudden,
if you can get them to drink it.
Experiencing things. Well, yeah, and there's a lot of things like in places like Louisiana back in the day, they would actually hide. That's why when you meet a person from Mississippi, I had a friend from Mississippi who wouldn't eat spaghetti, because the voodoo witches down there would put their menstrual blood in the spaghetti, to kind of like put a hex on
hold
them.
over you.
Yep, to have a hold over
That's a powerful
so,
spell right there.
That's it is
so
what they call obsession. So it creates an obsession spell.
It does. Ooh, it does.
Also,
just don't eat any spaghetti
well, there's a lot
in Louisiana.
Well, I mean, but this is the thing. So,
That's
so I offered him. I was like, "Hey, Gary, I got some spaghetti, man." And he's like, "I don't eat spaghetti." I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Why?" And he's like, "Witches put their period blood in it." I'm like, "All right, man." Jeez.
That's old lore. They will put it in anything, and you will never fucking know. It takes
I think the
one
reason
drop.
why they put it in, the reason why they put it in things like spaghetti was because you got to also think like a lot of the cuisine from the South from a long time. A lot of it was light foods. So they got to take something dark, like red sauce, because otherwise people would look. Yeah, because people would look.
But that would be to hide a great quantity. It only in reality. I've been practicing for 40 something years, and in reality, it takes a drop. One drop. Oh, I don't practice that. I practice other things, but in order to protect against other things, you must learn the ways of other things.
You have to learn everything.
Yeah, that is very true.
You can't be like certain people who read one book and think everything's out of it.
Nope. You got to read everything.
So
even if it's not something that goes with your craft, you need to read it.
Yep.
My Dark Lord loves me learning forbidden knowledge. So the thing of it is that I will pick up and read anything. I don't care.
So in El Salvador, what's really popular, not as much anymore because they kind of cracked down a little bit on it, but what was really popular was women that were practicing witches. They would abduct children, and then they would gut the children. They would put the fat of the child into, certain things to kind of like help them with their spells, child sex, even to when you all right there, old boy?
No, I was writing her back what she wrote. No.
Oh, jeez, dude.
I was writing her something when she said I was making a remark. She said.
So that was one of the things was that whenever you saw somebody looking at your child, you had to really keep an eye on them because they would visit them at night and try to, because over there was no, in certain regions, there's no electricity. So the only way for you to stay cool at night is have an open window, and there was no screens, right? It's a small adobe house, so the women would climb through the window and just take your baby. And a lot of the times they would let you know that they took your baby because they would leave the baby's feet. They would cut them off and just leave them, on your front door to let you know, like, hey, we took. Well, I mean, it's what they required for their magic.
Yeah, there's a lot of those old dark practices like that they used them to control people. They needed something of you. And what greater thing of you than your own child?
Flesh and blood.
Yeah,
your child.
Than your own flesh and blood. So in response, and that's the thing is that a lot of people don't. Damn, we're almost gonna run out of time. So what a lot of people don't understand is that, here in the United States, like with witchcraft and witches, people would look at them and be like, "All right, that's kind of." I think it's more accepted now. With witchcraft, it's almost like cooler to be a witch than to not be a witch. Because
here's the thing, though,
it's not trendy.
It's not more accepted. It's become trendy. The danger is still there. The people who want to unalive witches, who want to take people out, they still exist.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to get at. So my bloodline. So it started with as far as I know, with my great-grandfather. He was what they call a matabruja or casabruja, which is a witch hunter. So what's funny? So their job, because a witch in those regions would terrorize a whole area, right? And they would terrorize the whole area. So they needed, here's a story. So in El Salvador, so in El Salvador, witches will turn into animals, right? They'll turn into owls. They'll turn.
Yeah, we have shapeshifter lore here too.
Yeah. So the most popular thing to turn into is pigs. They'll turn into pigs. And a lot of people are like, pigs? Why pigs? Well, because number one, imagine a 250-pound animal that can run fast and just like bulldoze,
and eats literally everything you give it to
pigs
it.
Are the only thing I have ever hunted that I have shot one of, that the rest of them came in and ate the one that fell.
Yeah,
they're brutal.
They're yeah. Well, I mean, so are chickens. so anyway, so there was some humans. So there was this group of young men, right, who were out there and they were just like hanging out. This was like 11 o'clock at night. They were just shooting the shit, just hanging out. Young men, right? So a pig runs in, and there was a crying baby. Pig runs in, and this pig is going around in circles, and you can hear it like rat, rat, like going on. These people are like, what the fuck? So then this pig starts ramming his head into the door, right? Trying to get in there because there's a baby crying in there. So they're like, get this fucking pig out of here. So a guy pulls out his machete, and he goes ahead and he swings it, and this machete just glances off this pig. Eventually the pig turns around and then bites them all. Just like goes and just bites each one of them, right? And then leaves. Just leaves. So they all got really sick. Weird. They all had fevers. Yeah, they all got sick. And so when a lot of people are like, and you believe these stories? 100%. So they all got really sick. They didn't know what to do. So they went and they called my grandfather. They're like, mira, Juan, que aquí esto pasó. This happened, Juan. We don't know what to do. And he says, what happened? Well, this pig. And then he's like, I'll take care of this. So my grandfather, imagine a man that was either barefoot, couldn't read or write, right? Couldn't read or write, was barefoot, lived in the jungle with a nice fedora, a nice fedora, but like these shitty.
You gotta have a nice fedora.
Yeah, he looks stupid as shit. Anyway, so he was walking through the jungle,
Rest
right?
in peace.
Yeah, so he was walking through this jungle, and then he said, what I want you guys to do is when your baby cries, I want you guys to bring it outside. So they're like, okay, so the baby's crying. He brings the baby outside. Baby's crying. All of a sudden, you hear the echo. And this pig comes in. And by the way, all the young men that were bit got fevers. A couple of them died. So comes in, and there's a language where they use to describe certain things. Like if you fought with a machete, they would say, era muy elegante o era muy bonito. He was very elegant or very pretty with the machete because it's very fluid, right? The movements of a machete. So pig's charging forward. He kind of sways to the side with a machete like a matador and just slices this pig in the back. And all of a sudden, this pig, they say, would just whack and started screaming and runs off. So the very next day, he's trailing, looking for the blood, we got to find where the hell this thing is coming from. So he finds this woman with a huge gash on her back that she's tending to, and then he hacked her to death with a machete because she was the witch.
I was just gonna say it was her.
So what he would do is he would take the pinkies. He would take so sick.
Why the pinky?
Okay. Do you know why witches would wear those sleeves that would cover their hands a lot of the times? So they believe that, and you could in Romanian lore, in Central American lore, they believe that a witch, when she's utilizing her magic, she'll actually grow an extra digit. So they do that to hide their fingers because that way. So they believe that the pinky is the one that grows an extra digit. So by taking the pinky, you're like, I have basically, it's almost like the excess of magic, right? So he would collect.
I was just gonna say that's
anyway,
just the most useless finger.
In
There are
Romania, they
also-
also
Doesn't do anything.
through dead bodies' hearts and said they were vampires too.
Well, there are also other belief systems like that
Yeah.
where if they took a part of them, if the witch reincarnated or came back, she would forever be missing that part. And they could identify her in the next form as well.
I've heard that.
That's pretty big in African lore, which is why
Correct.
They would take the hands off. What's interesting is when Fidel Castro took over Cuba and he could no longer just because the rumor, if you guys know anything about Cuba, it's heavy in Santeria. Santeria is heavy in Cuba, right? So there's two religions in Cuba. There's Catholicism and then there's Santeria. So El Che Guevara, the guy that a lot of these hippies would wear his face on it. That dude was a mass murderer. Anyway, so they would wear his face, and shirts. This guy El Che had a Santeria priestess who had actually made him saint in Santeria. And he supposedly had a bembe, so he had this spirit that would protect him. So when he died, when he was killed, Fidel Castro had him killed, he took the hands off, cut his hands off of his body just so that if he came back, So
he would instantly know.
They would find it.
It sounds like a Christian thing to do.
Yes and no. That's actually found in and it's not actually a Christian. Come on, it's not take stabs.
No, but come on, what did they used to do? They did a lot of things.
It's one of those things they knew because of the heavy the way that the Caribbean was populated. These African beliefs came over and it all intermingled. And so you had people who legitimately believed some of the lore from just a little bit of everywhere. And you saw a lot of really strange practices develop from that.
The taking of the hands is actually not a Christian thing. It's actually
I know, I just teased
thing.
It is.
African
they
thing.
Did a lot of other things though, so that's why.
Well, certain people. I mean, and it's like I said, when you first came on, it has nothing to do with the religion. It has to do with the people. I mean, who's the number one killer of witches in Africa? Other witches, right? So
that's true. They attack each other.
Yeah, they attack
in Africa, but in Europe it was a whole different story.
Well, with King James, like for example, the very first
why
ever.
I said what I said.
No, wait. It's so with King James, right? He's the one that wrote the How to Identify a Witch. When it all came down, do you know who was identifying who a witch was and who a witch wasn't?
Sometimes it was the church, or they had another witch.
It was Elizabeth the Sorceress. Elizabeth the Sorceress was standing there while all these women came forth, and she was like, this person.
Yeah.
And it turns out it was competition for her.
Yeah.
If you do a lot of the research into it, the church has always employed other witches. They still do.
The church
they do.
Trust me.
They'll just deny it.
Yeah, they were involved in it. Trust me.
Oh yeah. So like with Catholicism,
their image.
No, I don't think that's easy there, Oracle.
Sorry.
Hey, yeah, come on, guys. Yeah,
I'm gonna kill you.
No. So in reality,
I'm just.
No. So this is what I was gonna say. So with Christianity, Catholicism is not Christian, and I will say that. I don't care who you are.
It's not. Catholicism and Christianity
it's a lot different.
religions.
Are two different things. There's a reason why there was a war.
It is different.
I mean, so that's why a Christian is somebody that follows the biblical doctrines. Catholicism was a group of people that eventually started absorbing other religions and said, like, look, we're just like you, which is why there's a lot of pagan practices in Catholicism, which is why they have, the smoke and all those kind of things.
Catholicism is a listed ritualistic practice.
Yes. So, I mean, and the famous almost war of Florence in the early 1700s, which was there when France became divided between Protestants and Christians, or Protestants and Catholics. What ended up happening was the Catholics would not allow anybody to practice anything unless it was, said okay by the Pope or by their archbishop. So when they ended up finding these women that were doing tarot, they actually persecuted them. So what they did is they actually ran to the Protestant side, to the Christian side of the country, and said, you have to turn them over because they have to die. And then the Protestants were like, well, this is a free land for you to practice whatever you want. So there was a standoff for days. Eventually, when they realized that they were going to go to war, they were like, all right, you know what, go ahead and keep them. So what it had nothing to do with them practicing. When you go down to it, with Catholicism, it had nothing to do with the fact that what they were practicing was wrong. It had to do with they could practice as long as the money was going to the church. So in the end,
everything's about money.
Well, yeah, well, that's
When
what
does
it
that
is.
stop?
Well, I mean, well, that's what it is. That's why the Bible says,
it's gross.
That's why the Bible says that money is the love of money. A lot of people think it's money. The love of money is the root of all evil. That will make you do horrendous things. It's gross. But anyway, so going back to my grandfather. So when my grandfather had his machete, right? He had his machete, and then he gave. Then my father, you know, when he was old enough, he became a little bit. He was more part-time. My grandfather, that's all he did, by the way. He went places where scary shit supposedly was happening, and then he went and he took care of it. So my father became a part-time witch hunter. So he had his famous machete, right? That he took care of. So then when he gave me my first machete, he ended up telling me, like, this is what you have to do. You got to pay attention. You know, and I actually took the same recipe that he gave me, and I have a witch killing blade. So
what cracks me up is you got to think of it, because I don't know. I think I have a sick sense of humor. But the thing that makes me laugh the most is that you have to think about that there's got to be like an old group of witch hunters sitting around like talking about all these witches on TikTok, and they're like, there's not even any sport in it anymore. They've taken all the fucking fun out of it. Like, and they gotta be sitting around bitching about it.
Well, okay, so here's what
we make it too easy for him now.
No. So here's what it is. So in like places like El Salvador, the way they differentiate like witch and non-real witch is, what do you do? So like when they say like, can she turn into a bird? Like, no. Does she sacrifice kids? Like, no. Does she do all these things? No. Oh, she's not a real witch. You know, so in Mexico, they still have these big, they have companies that train you. But anyway, back to the recipe. So what you do is, they believe that, I believe it too, honestly, that a witch can turn into several animals. And what you have to do is you have to take your blade, you have to heat it up until it's red. And then you have to take the ashes of a predator, and then the handle has to be made, or on the other side, you do what's called the ashes or the bone of prey. So while the blade was hot, I used the coyote bone, and I, ground it up, and I sprinkled it all over the blade and let it cool. And then the handle is actually made out of a cow femur. So you have, predator and prey. And then once you quench it, it's now blessed, and now you have a blade that can dispel magic and witches. So it's like, and when I tell this story to people, they look at me like I have a fucking parrot growing out of my ear, and he's singing the Pledge of Allegiance.
But you do realize not all witches are bad, right?
No. I realize. No, I know that.
Yeah, I know that. But
no,
in this country,
he knows that.
No, I know.
Yeah.
So
that's why I was explaining that one a little bit better.
Yeah, don't use that. Don't use me as an example for that. I absolutely thought to myself, fair game. That's fine.
Yeah.
We
have our own toys. We have our own tools for you.
So I'm immune to magic. So anyway, so
don't tempt me.
So what it is it's like I said when you first came on, is there's douchebags everywhere.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what religion you are. There's fucking assholes everywhere. That's why I don't look at people shallowly. I look at what's in there, right?
Yeah.
So, and old boy, I think you're a really cool dude.
I'm awesome. Thank you.
And
you're awesome too, bro.
Like,
old boy's one of the coolest dudes on the planet.
Thanks, man. Take it easy there. No, he's not. I am.
Don't talk deep on us, please. Good Lord.
We all have to shoot for something, don't we?
Need.
But I'm the right one to go for.
No, and that's what. So this is what bothers me is that when people paint other people with a broad brush, and it's not like that. I mean, fuck, like there's people out there that are pagans, and
Satanists.
they portray Satanists, they portray all Christians as monsters, and it's not true, you know. And then there's very religious people out there that paints all pagans as monsters, and that's not true. You know, it's just we're just human beings, and it's a personality thing, it's a soul thing. Like whatever you claim to be, if your soul is stained, like you're a piece of shit. It doesn't matter what cover you try to use, like it's gonna bleed through. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, there's cool people and then there's shitty people everywhere. So that's why it bothers me when I see people openly attacking, you know, pagans, when they're openly attacking Satanists, when they're openly attacking Christians, and they're using a broad brush or they use no context. That bothers me, because it's like that is how Nazi Germany rose to power. You take a people and then you say this is the bad people. The end. You know, and I think that kind of stuff breeds ignorance, which is why Mark Twain said famously, "The great enemy of ignorance is travel and experience." You know, and
fear, of difference. It's everybody fears something they don't know, and that's what the problem is, and that's what you have a lot of problems in this country altogether, in every country.
Yeah,
because
every
people
country
believe stuff that's not even true, and 90% of the time it isn't.
Knowledge is power.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's why, damn, and, you know, there used to be a time in this country where we were so patriotic. I mean, when Truman
Not
fired,
anymore.
Yeah, when Truman fired General MacArthur, that cost him his presidency. People are like, he fired MacArthur. MacArthur very famously said, because when they were talking about the atom bomb, and then Truman's like, well, now we have the atom bomb, he says, and with the atom, he started threatening everybody with this bomb, right? So then General MacArthur said, the problem is that when all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail, you know? And so
yeah, and that's like, so that argument comes up quite frequently about the atom bomb. I don't believe anyone should have nuclear weapon capability because we know what it can do and we've seen what it can do. We need to get rid of it totally.
But they're not going to. I mean, it'll never happen because they're making space bombs now and everything else.
Oh, I know. Nobody should have that sort of any. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well, I mean, and here's the scary thing is that it's no longer atomic weapons. Atomic weaponry is now used as the primer for the thermonuclear weapon.
Yeah, and the thermonuclear weapon needs to be gone as well. No one needs to have any of that.
No one should have it.
No, it's so scary. Our world is terrifying.
We're not going to get rid of it. And I think that the issue is that, damn, there was once a famous meeting that, so when Russia ended up getting, atomic bombs also, you know, what they ended up doing was they're like, if we attach atomic weapons to, because they were working on rockets, right? The Nazis, they were working on space age technology. And they're like, if we attach atomic weapons to a rocket, we can launch this to a different country. So then you had the United States and the whole world met, right? It was called the League of Nations. I don't think it was the United Nations yet. And they said, I don't think anybody should have these type of weapons. I think we should throw them all away. And then Russia's like, okay, you first. And they're like, and it was a big standoff, and then nothing concluded from this meeting.
Yeah,
so
that's what's going to happen. They'll never get rid of it. Now they're using space shit, and that's going to be the next thing. Lasers are already doing it. So I mean,
they're doing.
Well, the space thing ended up that during the Reagan administration, there was rumors of satellites that could attack people. That started back then.
Yeah. Now they have.
Well, it's not even. It was not just so when they said you can't use. You know what they were thinking of using was like basically a giant magnifying glass and like launching like a ray down. Yeah. So what they said was no, that's not what we're doing. So what they did, this is what they did. No. So what they ended up doing was they took these.
All you made us sound was no.
No, that's not what's happening.
You better not do that.
So they said all this are these 16-foot long titanium rods that are attached to these, satellites. That it's not a weapon, and people are like, oh, okay. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of a weapon called the Rod of God. And what it is,
yes.
That's all it is. It just releases this fucking rod. That's basically an asteroid. Yeah. aim it at a country, and then you have a silent nuclear weapon that'll, wipe out, thousands of people, not millions, thousands, but it's quiet and you can't hear it. You can't detect it, because of the velocity, So anyways, human beings are just shitty. That's
Again,
upset.
yay that.
Yeah.
Yay people. Yeah, no.
So shitty. Good
Yeah, well,
God.
people are shitty. But the whole nuclear
People are
thing,
people.
it's like, yeah, no one should have them, but people have them, and I think we should have them too. It's like,
Yeah.
imagine everybody just having an AK-47, and you're like, we shouldn't have them, so I should get rid of them. Like, no, everybody has them.
I think me and you should get lifesavers and go out and just start cutting people. That'd be great.
I
Can I please join? I want a lightsaber.
No, I don't want to.
Why do you hate a lifesaver so bad, dude? They're so
No,
awesome.
it's not that I hate the lightsaber. I just hate violence.
I
don't
want a
wanna hurt
purple
anybody.
one.
No, we don't have to hurt anybody. It'd be fun to cut things up, though, like metal and stuff. That'd be
Yeah, I just want to cut shit up.
I don't want to do that.
that's a whole
either.
different story.
Oh, man.
Just have like someone who has like a butchering project or something and just let me go to shit.
Remember as a society when we understood that people needed to destroy shit, so in high school they would bring cars to your high school and let you hit it with a hammer?
Yes.
Hell yeah, that was so much fun.
What do they do now?
Good
Now
times.
they probably say hateful words to the car.
Hit him with a pillow. Yeah.
Go in my corner
Plug-
for my safe space.
Yeah. Plug your ears so you don't cry. Anyway, holy shit, we're over an hour. All right, guys.
Go see your counselor.
Go see your counselor. By the way, if you're angry, don't tell him because he might cry. All right. So thank you guys for another great episode of Nightmare Road with our amazing host here. And this episode was brought to you by Loot by Lottie. Loot by Lottie.
I'm
If you
wearing
guys
a
want.
necklace.
Oh, okay.
I am wearing one. Hold on. You can't see shit. Sorry.
No, you can kind of see. But Loot by Lottie, go ahead and check her out. She's got those awesome witch boxes. If you guys want to get started on your craft, if you guys want all these things, and you don't want to give them an arm and a leg, just go ahead and check out her stuff. It's all quality shit. It's all great stuff.
She's also offering tarot readings now too.
Oh,
she's offering like 1 card, 3 card, and full readings.
Oh, okay. See, there you go, guys. So just Loot by Lottie. Link will be in the description. Also brought to you by Dreamscape Chronicles. Those guys are awesome. Check them out on Spotify. Dreamscape Chronicles. Also brought to you by Paranormal Unveiled, Nathaniel Static Voices, and also download his book. It's awesome. Order it off Amazon. It's a great thing. It's downloading Paranormal Witchcraft on Amazon. So check him out. Also brought to you by Sean Burris, the Ghost Man.
Sorry,
you guys
mate.
remember him from Extreme Paranormal on A&E. Great friend of the show, Sean Burris. Awesome man. Check him out at My Haunted Backroads over at Shadow Nation Podcast on YouTube. And last but not least, Render the Darkness. Check them out. A couple of gals. They're awesome. They're funny. So you guys go ahead and check them out. Last but not least, we have TeePublic. I have new products out there, so go ahead and check out my shitty art. If you hate yourself or if you hate your mother-in-law, make her wear something I drew. And that's
Or
it.
you can put a sticker on a hooker.
Put a sticker on a dead.
You can put a sticker on a hooker. That is
Or you can be like me
You can.
and have 2 wives.
Put a sticker.
And put a sticker on them.
Yeah,
else?
you put 2 of them.
Put matching stickers on them.
That
Yeah,
reminds me of the Peter Popoff Miracle Oil. Remember? when
Oh
he was like,
yeah.
If you want a car, bless a
Oh,
car.
boy.
And he was like,
Yep.
if you want a,
Yep.
house, bless a house.
Also, the sacred manna. Remember, could cure all
So-
diseases.
Oh yeah.
The stickers.
I
Put a
do have
sticker
an
over your
idea for
wife's
old
mouth.
boy.
Keep them quiet.
We sell shorts. He can buy shorts and a tank top for his ladies.
I'm
Or
sure
for
too.
himself. He may
Hey.
be feeling fancy.
How
one
tall
day.
are you, old boy?
We
6
do
foot
have
tall?
some shorts.
The what?
I'm 6 foot
He's
tall.
a lot taller than you.
I was gonna say, like, why are you calling him short? Like, I'm short. I'm 5'6".
I'm 6 foot tall. I'm like, and I'm also like, I'm
No.
220 something pounds.
I invite all of you to
Decon,
kiss
we
my butt. I am
sell
5 foot tall.
shorts.
Yeah, we
Short.
have
Did you
She
not
said
know
shorts,
that?
Not short. She said shorts.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were short.
No, and
yeah,
he can
we
buy
have,
shorts and a tank top for his ladies.
Yes. That's
Or
what she
for
said.
himself.
With my face
He
I
on.
can
might
wear
be really
shorts.
pretty in them.
Yeah, of
Or
course.
for himself.
Pretty flowers shorts.
Oh, by the way, in the Loop by Lottie, use the promo code Nightmare and get how much? 15% off any purchase over $30.
Yes, 15.
Okay, and that's it, guys. So thank
Okay.
you guys for joining us. And remember
That's the
to
worst outro.
remember to
And check us out on Staring of the Abyss.
Oh, that's right. We will put a link
with
in the
James
description.
Hershey Jr. and me. Oh,
Delicious chocolate.
And me.
And remember to look both ways, especially if you find yourself
Yes.
on Nightmare
Yes.
Road.
Yes.
All right, that's it.
Okay, bye.